There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Hello and good morning and welcome to this Valley News Live weather update brought to you by 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green with a look at what we can expect today. So we've had some interesting developments on this first alert weather day. It's the third of four that we are in the midst of. So we're on a first alert weather day marathon here with active weather impacting us as we continue through the rest of 2025. So we are looking out not just for snow today. Today we're also watching out for some freezing drizzle. We've got some headlines for you on that. With the warmer temperatures that are developing here, with the warm air pushing in, that's having an impact on the type of precipitation we are seeing. So let's get right to it. I'm going to pull up our screen here, full screen, and show you our first alert weather day information. We're looking at conditions that are going to be either snow showery or drizzly here today. And it's not just today, it's also on New Year's Eve tomorrow that we have our first alert weather day as well. And we're watching for some light snow. We saw some this morning, a fresh coating that happened here. But after that, with the warmer air punching in, we've seen some of that change over to some freezing drizzle. So that's what I want to highlight as we continue on this morning. So let's take a look at our latest headlines. So I want to take a look at our latest alerts. We've got a winter weather advisory that was issued about an hour ago for areas along the Red River in eastern North Dakota. And then looking at northwest Minnesota here too, where we're seeing communities that are included in this advisory. That's where we're more likely to see intermittent areas of freezing drizzle. Summer Schnellbach just came in to start her shift a little bit ago, and she reported to me she saw all types of precip on her windshield driving in, including having to brush some snow off of it. But then on top of that, some freezing drizzle out there, a little bit of sleet as well. So with temperatures near freezing or below freezing, we are looking out for that possibility for some very slick roads in some spots, especially roads that are not treated. Sidewalks too, and your porches and decks as well may get slick here. So we're looking out for a light glaze of ice potentially here, and again, roads and pathways that may be on the slick side. So this is again in effect until 3 p.m. Gives you an idea of how long this may be lasting, this precip that we're experiencing. And if you're not under a winter weather advisory, we also have this area in orange that I've highlighted. That's under a special weather statement. Well, what is that? You might see that sometimes crawling at the bottom of your screen. Well, that's the National Weather Service wanting to communicate something going on with the weather that isn't necessarily meeting criteria for advisories or warnings. And so they'll put that out and then in the description describe what they're kind of giving us that statement about. And so for this round, a special weather statement means similar things. We've got some freezing drizzle out there, some light snow that we've seen as well. So we'll need to watch out for reduced visibility, not just in the advisory area, but throughout much of eastern North Dakota and into Minnesota today as well. So let's take a look outside. Looking very gray, a lot of moisture in the air here in West Fargo. This is our view from the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. We're looking east toward downtown Fargo. And you can see the gray in the clouds. We've got some areas, again, of drizzle. Visibility is looking pretty good, which is great to see when it comes to this kind of weather. That indicates that, hopefully we're not getting too much moisture, but it's certainly out there. And we are looking at, again, the possibility for some freezing drizzle anywhere in the valley. And that mist or drizzle doesn't necessarily get picked up well on the radar. You can see some areas of blue on the map here from our radar screen, but not necessarily seeing the drizzle showing up. So I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to pull this up full screen. We'll take a look at our weather page. This is going to be where you want to turn for the possibility for road conditions that could impact you. You can see on our weather page, it's just valleynewslive.com/weather. And you can also access this on the VNL weather app too. Just click the submit button on the bottom and it takes you to our website. But looking at road conditions here on the top view of the weather page, we can go to North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, even Manitoba road conditions here. So it's a nice one-stop shop. While you're on the road, you can always call 511 as well. And taking a look at the map here. Now this looks a little different from the one we show on TV. The one we have on TV is more simplified just to kind of keep things uniform too, because the colors that North Dakota uses are a little bit different from Minnesota's colors, so we simplify things. But this actually gets into more depth here on what exactly we're seeing out there. Let's pull up our legend, and so we can see what those colors correspond to. So northeastern North Dakota, we've got snow-covered or scattered snow drifts on the roads here in purple. In this light blue color along Highway 2 in the Devil's Lake Basin, that's frost or scattered frost. And then we're watching out for areas in yellow here, because this can be especially dangerous: ice or compacted snow or scattered ice. And it looks like up by Grand Forks, we're dealing with quite a bit of that along I-29, parts of Highway 2, it looks like Highway 13 there, as we'll zoom in a little bit more, Highway 15 heading toward Northwood. And then over by Findlay and Cooperstown as well, and even West Fargo to Castleton, there's a line of continuous ice showing up here. And just clicking on it, you can see that report of continuous ice with precipitation reported as light sleet there on both westbound and eastbound lanes. And we'll check in on Grand Forks too and see what those reports are. Continuous ice, more continuous ice, ice being reported, ice being reported with travel speeds reduced. And just Highway 2 here, continuous ice once again being reported to the Grand Forks Airport, to the air base in Grand Forks County. So again, you can check on all those things when you head to our website and go to each state's DOT maps. And then one other thing to note, the darker blue, that's where we've got wet, slushy roads. So that's where, it's not as slick, but, there is a risk that it could freeze up. The ground is cold and, temperatures are warming today, but fluctuating in that range around freezing. So that's North Dakota. Let's take a look at Minnesota. More areas of blue and pink. And again, looking at our legend on the map here, we have to scroll down a little bit. You can see that we've got partially covered to completely covered roadways, whether that's ice or snow. And you can look into more details on that. For example, Highway 75 here north of Crookston, if I can hover correctly, report of ice on roadway. And oh my goodness, look at this DOT cam. Looks like we've got some snow, compacted snow, and ice on the road there along the highway surface. So again, it continues along Highway 75. You can see some past shots that snowplow is picking up. So again, this is going to be something that you encounter if you're hitting the road here for today. So conditions, I'm going to pull up our website again, leave those up. And so conditions are going to be a little tougher in spots. I'm going to head to our weather page. I do want to take a look at some cameras. I want to check out Grand Forks because that's an area where ice has been reported. This is the UND's camera at the Department of Atmospheric Sciences. And you can see that we've got some fresh snow on the road, some tire tracks there that vehicles are navigating through, but visibility is looking pretty good there. That's great to see. And checking in on, well, we've already looked at the fairgrounds. Let's check in. And this camera is not working currently, so we'll move on to a different camera. We'll take a look at the Dakota Magic Casino. Sometimes it takes a minute to load on our website. We'll let it think about it here for a second. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can head to our Facebook page and comment and ask your question there, and we'll try to answer them for you. So wide view here flags are moving in the wind as the wind is starting to pick up here for today. That's going to become our next concern, but otherwise doesn't look too terrible in that area. And, we've been watching the bridge because of the we had that incident on the bridge yesterday. Here this morning, we're keeping an eye on that for you too. So, okay, so that's a look at our website. You can also, of course, access the radar, 11-day planner. And, you know, one way to access all of those maps that we show you on TV, just click on maps and you can roll through and see what the temperature is, that sort of thing, if you head to our website, along with the radar too. Okay, let's get back to talking about the radar here. And I just want to point out that while, again, we're not necessarily seeing the moisture well on the radar, it's out there. You can see some areas where we've got some flecks of blue on the map. We'll zoom in a little more on the south first. Looks like we got one in Detroit Lakes, a little snow and or sleet or freezing rain or a mix of the two. Not a lot to show you beyond that, but that doesn't mean, again, that we're not seeing that fine mist. And then in the northern valley, it's a little more prevalent in Grand Forks, western Polk County, up toward Thief River Falls, seeing more of those flecks of blue indicating that there's some precip going on in that area as well. And again, this is our road map that we show you on TV. You can see areas in blue and pink indicating some patchy snow or ice to continuous snow or ice. And so here's a look at our visibility reports. We're doing okay in eastern North Dakota. Love to see that we've got 10-mile reports for visibility, including in Fargo. Fargo has that report as well. However, there are areas in the north and east, especially where visibility is on the lower side. So we'll just move north and east and show you that Mahnomen, Foston, and Waskish areas where we're under 2 miles or under 3 miles visibility, and then other places where it's lowered in general. This is a great map to look at if you're looking out for precip, where it's reaching the ground, where it's reducing our visibility, or fog, moisture in the air in general here. Or, for example, wind, blowing that moisture in the air too, and that's what we're watching out for later today. Taking a look at our wind, 21 mile per hour speed, steady wind in Langdon. That's our highest wind speed right now. Wind is out of the south. It's going to turn northerly, and that's where that's starting. And so once we see that wind turn more northerly, we'll see it start to pick up. It's going to get blustery heading into the afternoon. And temperatures, you can tell where the warmer air has taken over. Eastern North Dakota, essentially. We've got temperatures upper 20s to some low 30s. So some of us are above freezing. That helps with road surface conditions. But, you know, you might head a couple miles down the road and then suddenly it's below freezing again. So keep that in mind for any travels you're doing today. We're at 28 in Fargo, 32 in Grand Forks, and then again you see the colder air that's just starting to warm up as that warm front moves through here today in northwest Minnesota. It's only 8 in Padette right now, so a big difference between the northeast and the southwest. So as we work our way through the day, we'll see our chances for some of that freezing mist, freezing drizzle, or perhaps some snow continue for us. It's hiding behind our arrow here. It's like moving in the exact direction of our arrow. We'll zoom in a little bit more. Maybe this will help see it a little bit better. But there's a little area of a streak of snow here by 3 p.m. that may be impacting places around Devil's Lake. And I'll need to pop back and then return to that graphic to get back to a more wide view. And so watching for that here heading into the afternoon, these areas where we may see a little bit of snow, a little bit of freezing drizzle still going on. There's a little bit of pink on the map here by 5 o'clock. Notice our temperatures, 20s to some 30s continuing into the afternoon. Eventually, though, that wind does take that northerly turn and we stop seeing that temperature rise. And we're looking at those gusts getting into the 20s to 30, 35 miles per hour for some areas this afternoon and heading into tonight. So any available snow that's out there, I'm hoping that some of this mist will help to kind of make that snow less likely to get lofted. Of course, it adds the problem of slick roads on top of that. But if we're already dealing with that, it would be nice to not have the blowing snow too. But there will still be some areas that snow gets lofted and we get not necessarily visibility that's white out, but it may cause drifting across roads, adding more ice to the roadways in some areas here into this afternoon, and perhaps a little bit of reduction in visibility too as that wind picks up. So heading into this evening, we'll continue to see that wind be on the brisk side. Temperatures will start their downward trend, and that chance for some snow will taper off initially, but you see what's going on behind me here. This is 4:30 tomorrow morning, another first alert weather day where we do it all over again. Wash, what is that? Lather, rinse, and repeat. And we're looking at tracking more snow showers into tomorrow morning with the possibility for some wind too for that last day of 2025. So we're going to talk more about that coming up here as we take a look at that forecast. But focusing in on it today still, we're going to see those wind gusts getting into the 20s, even some 30 mile per hour gusts, continuing into the afternoon, into the evening. This is for Fargo, and a lot of places are going to be seeing these kind of numbers here. And now let's talk about our last day of 2025 and heading into the first day of the new year. So countdown is on, and it's going to kind of be a little more of the same essentially. Tomorrow we're really going to cool down after this system sweeps through. We're going to get on the colder side of our storm track, and so we'll end up with temperatures that are in the single digits. And we start the new year on New Year's Day in the single digits here, with overnight temperatures that will be in that sub-zero range. So it's going to be pretty cold for folks heading out to celebrate and ring in the new year. And both days do feature a chance for some snow showers coming up for us. Here's a look at that in our hour-by-hour planner. So we're going to start things off with, actually we skipped past Wednesday morning. Goodness. Sorry about that, guys. We showed you that just a little bit ago. We have snow showers that are going to time out basically similar to today. Overnight hours, they move in from the northwest, they sweep through, they take over, and then they move out as we head into midday on New Year's Eve. What day is it? We've entered that period where nobody knows what day it is right now. So heading into New Year's Eve, we will see that round of snow showers. So we're first alerting you to that because that could affect travel yet again. There's going to be a little bit of wind still going on in the morning hours tomorrow too, so a little bit of drifting and reduced visibility. Then we get that break. So this is where we've paused the clock here. Sorry guys, I didn't have that for you, but we are watching out for that. And then moving on into New Year's night, maybe this is what you care about because you've got plans to head out. And, unfortunately, it's going to be cold. What is good is we get a break from the snow, so we're not necessarily dealing with that while you're out celebrating the new year. This is 1 a.m. Maybe you're heading home at that point. And then moving on into the overnight hours and into Thursday, our first day of the new year. We are looking at more snow showers trying to move in on New Year's Day on Thursday. And here we are again looking at tracking some snow as we're waking up and trying to get home from our holiday destinations on New Year's Day. We'll be watching out for that potential for more snow. So it continues here, this pattern that we're kind of stuck in, at least into the first day of the new year before that moves on. So let's take a look at our snowfall potential. I'm tracking this starting now. So anything we picked up this morning is not included in this, but it starts now through Wednesday, heading all the way into Thursday night. So these several rounds that we're experiencing. And you can see the main track is going to be northeastern North Dakota, parts of, a good portion of our viewing area in Minnesota as well. And then while we'll see a chance for snow in southeastern North Dakota, we're not in that bullseye for this track. At least it looks like at the moment. That doesn't mean we won't see, an inch or so of snow in some places in the southern valley. But you can see some spots more likely in that 1 to 3 inch range. Again, this is total over the course of several rounds by Thursday night. So it's not a heavy snow, but it is just enough, another round of fresh snow that if we do get some wind, it may get blown around, and we'll see the potential for more areas on the roads that are more icy again or snowy and reduced visibility at times too. So next couple of days here. So today, warm, we're dealing with the freezing drizzle, the freezing rain that could cause slick spots for you for any travels you're doing. And then heading into New Year's Eve, we're seeing that chance for some snow. It's more likely in the morning. This forecast is for afternoon hours, so we could still see a couple of snow showers still ongoing. But you can see our temperatures a lot colder, some single digits to some teens. And then for New Year's Day, similar thing, watching out for snow showers, maybe a little freezing rain in the mix, more likely snow showers heading into New Year's Day with temperatures as cold as they'll be. So I should take that back. Freezing rain is going to be more for today, snow for Wednesday and into Thursday. So next couple of days after today, still looking at active weather and conditions where you're going to want to make sure you're checking to be ready for anything you may encounter on the roadways. And look at this temperature drop. We go from a frigid day yesterday, we're suddenly heating things up today, getting into the 30s, and then that roller coaster ride takes us right back down into some single digits for tomorrow. And check out our overnight low heading into New Year's Day, 10 below in Fargo. And so that means at midnight we'll likely be below zero at that point too. So dress accordingly. I know carrying around a coat, hat, and gloves is a hassle when you're out trying to celebrate, but it's a good thing to have as we're dealing with this kind of weather right now. And hopefully there's a coat check where you go. And looking at the new year, we're starting off the new year with a high of 9 on Thursday and a chance for some snow showers. Continuing into Friday, we are still pretty chilly. This weekend we see some return to milder temperatures. There's a chance for some snow. But right now, I'm more focused in on some, off and on light chances for snow next week. But what I'm loving to see here is, and we'll bring this up full screen for you right now, so you can see it full, that look at those temperatures as we head into the weekend and into next week. They're not wildly swinging up and down. We're getting into this range where we're into the teens to some 20s. We're seeing some temperatures that are right around average. Our average high is about 20 right now. And so we're right in that range, which is great because when you have wild swings, that's when you're dealing with the potential for some conditions that are going to get icy on the roads. That's when, if you see precipitation, sometimes it's in the form of rain and freezing rain or sleet or mix, and it's messy, or maybe we get a little snow in there, but it can lead to more complications with the forecast when we start to get closer to that freezing or melting point of 32 degrees. So what I like about it is we're milder. It's more comfortable outside than, say, what we're going to see here tomorrow and into New Year's Day. But we get to keep temperatures below freezing for those who want to still get out and enjoy winter weather, like skiers and ice fishermen and women wanting to head out onto the lake. So some good things here, and it's just not going to be so active as far as the temperatures in those big ups and downs. So that's how it's looking, at least right now. As we know, things can change, but right now it's looking promising heading into that first full week of the new year. In the meantime, we've got to get through these first alert weather days today, tomorrow, even on New Year's Day. We also are looking out for that possibility for the freezing rain I keep saying freezing rain. It's on my brain right now because we're dealing with it at the moment, but we're talking about snow showers, again, coming up for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And conditions that are going to be, once again, getting much colder here tonight and into tomorrow. So just be ready for that. We'll have another update coming up this afternoon. And I'll be back here tomorrow morning to get you your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day forecast update. We'll be looking out for, again, more snow showers and that colder weather coming our way. So have a great Tuesday. Again, it's hard to remember what day it is, that time between Christmas and New Year's. But we'll be back on Wednesday to talk more about our next first alert weather day on what is a very, very active end to 2025. And this has been your weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.